Well, it's nice to hear when your state legislature steps up to do something helpful for consumers. And recently, the Colorado legislature passed a bill that allows people to keep more of their property when they file for bankruptcy. Here to explain what that means for anyone struggling with debt, we have attorney Gigi Wink from Wink & Wink. You and your husband, you specialize in bankruptcy and debt relief.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about this bill.
Yeah, this is great news for Colorado consumers. So most people know that bankruptcy is a great tool to get you out of credit card debt, medical bills, personal loans, judgments, but many people don't realize that they'll get to keep their property, usually all of it, when they file.
That's great.
But the legislature has just made that more likely for people.
So what's the difference now?
Right now, so Colorado, every state has their own bankruptcy exemptions, and those are safe zones where you can take your property with you for that fresh start on the other side of bankruptcy. And the big ones in this new bill that just passed and will go into effect July 1st are home equity, which has really been a concern for my practice lately because home values
equity is going up, right?
It is. And so we've got people that really need the relief but are worried. So the equity exemption, and equity is what's left over after you pay the mortgages off. So it's just a math formula.
Sure, what you have left over is profit.
You got it. Okay. So you used to be able to protect $60,000, and that's going to go up $15,000 to $75,000.
That's great.
And that goes up to $105,000 if you're 60 or over, or disabled, or have a disabled dependent in the house.
Oh, that is that's a game changer, isn't it?
It
really
is. It's huge. Yeah. And vehicles are going up from $5,000 per filer, so to $7,500 each. So that's a big jump too.
Yeah.
And there's some great protections now for small business owners.
Oh, really?
Tools of the trade is going up to $30,000 if it's your primary.
So what do you mean tools of the trade?
Tools of the trade would be things like, it could be vehicles, trailers, inventory.
Big equipment.
Yes, yes. And it also used to be that LLCs and S Corps and C Corps didn't get the same protections under our bankruptcy exemptions, and the legislature's broadening that definition so that you can be an LLC owner and still get that tools of the trade protection. So great news.
Yeah. Now we hear, and you hear this a lot from your clients, is that there's so much fear surrounding the idea of filing for bankruptcy, so much fear of the unknown, really, and that's where you and your husband really come in. You're all about educating the consumers.
Yes, I think knowing your options is key. That's why we give free consultations. We give a lot of free advice. And the reason is that if it's a good option for you, if it's going to work, you're going to know it right away. You're going to go home and sleep better that night. I hear that all the time. Oh, I'm going to go home and finally sleep tonight.
Right.
And that's why. And we also offer a full service approach. Bankruptcy is not the right fit for everyone. Sometimes settling debts with your creditors and negotiating is better for people.
Yeah, that's where you specialize not just in bankruptcy, but debt relief.
Debt relief.
So they look at all of the options that are out there and going to work best for their family, right?
That's right. And usually bankruptcy is the best fit, but not always. And it's important to know that and know what the law says and know how it fits with your debt and your assets, and just get a workup.
Yeah, and we hear this all the time that some families out there, I mean, they just do everything they can to avoid filing for bankruptcy, but unfortunately they make some major critical mistakes before they file.
Yes, and the biggest one I see is liquidating retirement accounts, trying to keep up with that unsecured debt, that revolving debt, especially credit cards, sometimes medical, and liquidating a retirement account, which is completely exempt, and that's federal, that's state, that's there for your future.
That is protected. You don't have to touch that.
You don't have to touch that. And so I see people that wait too long. I think that's really the biggest mistake, is waiting too long to get professional help, to get legal advice.
Yeah, and I know you've talked about some people who they have liquidated their entire 401k. Now they don't have their retirement, and then they find themselves still in the same position. They still have to file for bankruptcy. So it's just a terrible situation.
Absolutely. So that before you make any mistakes like that, just schedule a free consultation. We'll go through it and let you know what your options are.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't touch the retirement accounts if you're struggling with that. That's not what anyone wants you to do.
Yeah, that's there for your family's future. Absolutely. Yes. But it's exciting to see that the legislature is really trying to do some things for the consumers. Great. I mean, going from keeping $60,000 of your equity to $75,000. That's a huge difference.
It's a game changer. It really is. It widens your options. It lets you make the choice without the stress, because then you're going to have a buffer zone and you're going to say everything's fine, we're good. So there's a lot of other ones that, like, household goods are going up, jewelry is going up. I mean, you don't lose everything when you file for bankruptcy. That's not what anyone wants. It's supposed to be a real fresh start. And so you're allowed to take the stuff with you that you need to have that fresh start.
Incredible. So, get educated, find out what all of your options are. Call Wink and Wink now, get your free consultation, and develop a plan so you'll feel a lot better about your future. 888-NOW-WINK is the number to call. That's 888-669-9465. You can also find them online at winkandwink.com. They've got a lot of great information that they shared today also on their website. Thanks, Gigi.
Thank you.
Coming up on Colorado's Best, so many dogs have assisted in military efforts over the past century. Up next, one dog's tribute to his fallen four-legged friends.